Welcome to another edition of Big Pauly's Bits. It is April 9, 2021. I'm Big Pauly coming to you. This is going to be about Glory Days Boxing, and you see me here. A brand new attempt at showing you a way to have the overhead view on this. Have a little bit of a bigger table, but it's going to be perfect for what I need to happen. And these are my knees, which I can't get out of the frame. Well, maybe if I moved it up a little bit. Nope, my knees are still in the frame. So sorry about that, folks. But we're going to show you a little something here, and this fits under Glory Days Boxing, but it could be a tutorial how to handle things with some other sports that are out there. As again, I adjust my camera. How the dickens do I get my knees out of the frame? There we go. Wonderful, wonderful. And now the little tip of the table is in the way. So now I got to move it forward a little bit. This is a tutorial in itself, really, how to move a webcam around so it catches what you want it to catch. Well, good. Okay, I had to be sure my microphone was down too. So I just got a package from Anthony over at Glory Days Boxing. I ordered the light heavyweight, middleweight, and welterweight sets so we could have a few more fights on the Big Pauly's Fight Night series. And I'm also going to note here and now that we're going to change the format of the series and we're going to scrap the tournament, but the tournament results are going to stand. In the last day or two, I was trying to remember that somebody had a format that I would like to emulate, and during one of the fights Anthony did last year, he mentioned Steeler Fan had a forum or a series of posts on Operation Sports. And what he did is he took the best 10 fighters, the next 10 best fighters, and then the next best 20 after that, and he had like three tiers, and he kind of simulated how a career for boxers. It's not going to be that. This is going to be kind of a quasi Swiss tournament. Look that up. Look Swiss tournament up in Wikipedia if you wish. And what we're going to do is we took the six heavyweight fights that we have already had on BPFN. And what we're going to do is we made a top 10 out of that. I have rankings. I have rankings for my fighters or ratings. It's kind of like the ELO system I do over at GSW. And let me show you what I do. Something like this. For the heavyweights, I put all 200 heavyweights in. With the light heavyweights, middleweights, and welterweights, I'm only going to put 10 in at a time. And then what happens is the top 10 are going to fight a series against each other, and it'll always be 1 against 2, 3 against 4, 5 against 6, 7 against 8, 9 against 10. First against second, third against fourth, fifth against sixth, seventh against eighth, ninth against 10. Because the standings are always going to change. I give everybody a balance of 100 points. This is kind of like how I work at GSW, except this is going to be a little more intricate. If you win by a stoppage, you get 3 points. If you lose, it's 3 points off. For a decision win, whether it be over the distance or, like, say, they stop the fight because of a butting headbutt, unintentional headbutt, it's 2 if you win, 2 if you lose, no matter what the decision is. Any kind of draw or no contest, and in BPBC, the Big Pauly's Boxing Council, a draw is a no contest. They are one and the same. Each fighter gets a point, but for every point difference, like for instance in the standings, let's say Muhammad Ali fought Tony Tubbs and he won. Ali has 103 right now. Tubbs has 100. Say Ali won by a knockout. Okay, you think you would get 3 points for that? No. We take the difference in points and we divide it by 10. And if Ali wins, he gets, instead of 3, he gets 2.7. If Tubbs somehow won by knockout, he would get 3.3. And this would go on. We're not going to have too many fights where there's going to be more than a 30-point difference in the ratings. But you can't lose points for a win or a draw. And you can't gain points on a loss, and that's how this is going to work. So back to my back to my little table here. Again, I apologize for my knee being in the way. Oh, my knee is about to be more popular than anything known to man right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to do a draw to determine the 10 fighters, what I want to call the Golden 10. So the heavyweights have already established the Golden 10. Foreman, who had a one-off against Mike Tyson, he's going to be in Series two's Golden 10. Okay, along with Sultan Ibragimov, Muhammad Ali. This is the order: Max Schmeling, Jack Dempsey, Donovan Ruddock, Razor Ruddock, George Foreman, Evander Holyfield, GQ Rain. The fight that they were going to have in the tournament's still going to happen, but it's going to be part of the Golden 10. And Tyson Fury and Tony Tubbs. I'm also going to have a one-off between Mathis and Areola because that was going to be a fight in the first round of the tournament, which we have now scrapped. But anyway, let me just open up the light heavyweight cards. And by the way, folks, if you do business with Anthony, I'm just going to praise him to the max here. I ordered on Wednesday morning just before noon on the East Coast, and the package got to me Friday a little after 2 in the East Coast. It's amazing, and the U.S. mail, if you have noticed, they don't talk about this on the media a considerable deal, but it has been slow in various parts of the country. But it's not something that's mentioned nationally, I guess because the new president doesn't want to be embarrassed. But that's political, and that's none of my business, really. Um, Two things they really didn't talk about a lot, and to I guess not to embarrass President Biden, was the fact that the mail is slow in a lot of places in this country. My landlord lives in North Dakota, and he squawked at me because the checks weren't getting up to him on time or on a usual schedule, like I run the mail. And another thing they weren't talking about is how the Social Security people weren't getting their stimulus checks, and that just happened a couple of days ago. But that's my rant, such as it is, and it wasn't meant to be political. It just meant to the fact that I kind of noted that this is the way it is. Um, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the cards, the pack of light heavyweights. I'm going to put it face down, and I'm going to pick 10. I'm going to pick 10 at random. I would have a die roller, but the center of this table is just a little itty bitty soft. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up a randomizer. There are random number generators galore on the iPhone. I'm getting a new iPhone tomorrow, and this one is just called. This is an app that is just called Random. It has if you're looking for it on your phone or your Android, it's just a blue rectangle with an R. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these 100 cards, and I'm going to pick a random number from 1 to 20, and then I'm going to pick a card, and I'm going to do this 10 times, and then I will seed these 10 according to the ring general stars that they have, and I might do some sort of random draw again if we have multiple fighters with the same number of stars. So here we go, and I'm going to do this with the middleweights and the welterweights too. A 3. A 3 is the first number. So without looking at these cards, I'm going to pull up card number 3, and our first entrance into the light heavyweights is Mike Quarry, Jerry Quarry's brother, who was a noted light heavyweight in the 70s, 62, 13, and 6 with 16 knockouts. So I was just thinking about him today, seeing if he was going to be in the light heavyweight set. So the 2 cards that I pulled before I get to the third, I will put down at the bottom, and we're going to do pull number 2. And these fighters are going to be seeded so that the worst 2 fighters fight on the bottom of the Golden 10, and the best 2 are on the top of the Golden 10. And Corey has 5 ring general stars, and that's how I'm going to sort these. Okay, so 17 is going to be the next number. So it's going to be 3, 4, and by the way, the card quality is just excellent on these cards, as Al Red Sox fan and some chats he has done with Anthony has noted. So where am I now? I'm at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I hope the cards aren't sticking together on me. 9, and even if they do, it's random, and that's something that could happen randomly. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the next card will be part of our golden 10 initially. And this man's name is Murray Sutherland, who I remember from the 80s. Another 6-star. So he has been picked. He has 47. He's 47, 14, and 1 in his career. And I just might sort ties by the number of wins the fighter has had. So that's 2. Next number will be a 16. A 16. So off we go again. Somebody play the cliffhanger music on The Price is Right, would you? 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9. Okay, they were 2 stuck together. Good. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And like I said, the reason why I'm going to this format is Steeler fan kind of sort of has a good idea of what I want to do in that Operation Sports Forum. But I'm just going to do 10. We're going to do 5 fights, and then we re-rank the top 10, and some of these fighters that don't have fights are going to move up. And I think it'll be a good way to do it. And, if I kept the tournament, it would have been 22 different fights I would have done. We could go through a series of fights in each weight class with just 5 fights doing it this way. And we're still going to do one-offs. The third light heavyweight is, with 8 stars, John Conteh, Conteh, 34, 4, and 1. So he makes it to this first set of 10. And then when we go through those 10, if we don't have the number of non-draws, if we have a winner and a loser, we pull out, like say, if we go through 10 and we had 5 winners, 5 losers, I pull out 5 cards and add them to the rotation, and then I sort the rankings and I see who stays in the top 10, who goes. Next number, 11. 11. 1, 2. But I think this will be an easier way of doing things than just to enter everybody into the Excel spreadsheet. 5, 6, 7. And the tournament such as it was, 8. Yeah, 8, 9, 10. And this is the 11th card right here. Been watching a lot of a YouTube channel that does sports games. Rob Space exclamation point. How you doing, Rob? I was in his live chat the other night. Exchange pleasantries with him via the chat. Okay, our next pick, Andre Ward. Andre Ward has 9 stars and he is undefeated, 32-0-0. So Andre Ward joins the party. This first 10. So we'll have some good fights. And we go through 4 different series, and at the end of 4 series, whoever is number 1, he becomes the initial champ. And that's how I'm going to do this from now on. The tournaments were a good idea. The problem with tournaments is you have draws, and when you have draws, it really puts a monkey wrench, because in boxing you don't have draw resolution. And every time it's been tried, like for instance, they've had tournament fights where if they don't have a winner, they go to an extra round. That really doesn't work too well for boxing. So I wanted to do a format in this kind of quasi-Swiss tournament idea. 9, 9. And we'll put these 8 that I didn't draw on the bottom of the stack. This fighter is, we got the chief, Bob Foster. He is a 10-star fighter, 56-8-1, one of the great heavyweights of all, light heavyweights of all time. Of course, he tried to fight a little bit in the heavyweight division. He once cut open Muhammad Ali in a fight in Lake Tahoe in the early 70s before Ali just turned on the jets and put him away. Next number is going to be 17 again. Stevie Nicks' favorite number. And I saw Miley Cyrus covering that song at the Final Four, right before the Gonzaga UCLA spectacular. 5, 6, 7, 8. I was reading the Glory Days Facebook that Anthony and L Red Sox fan, this is 9, this is 10, this is 11, are going to be interviewing a female boxer. 12, and I know a lot of people have been talking, or trying to talk Anthony, 13, 14, 15, into doing a ladies set, 16. So this next card, I'm going to turn face up, and this will be our sixth pick. And I'll give you my thoughts on that. Joey Maxim. So we got some good light heavyweights in this group. Joey Maxim is 83, 29, and 4. So that is now, let me see here, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the sixth pick. And my iPhone just went. Okay. On to, that's probably score telling me the Yankees and Rays game that is about to start, which I'm about to watch. On to the seventh pick. It is 16 cards away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The way I feel about a female set is the sample size is not going to be great, even with the great fighters in women's boxing, like Christy Martin and Layla Ali, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is going to be card number 7, I believe. And I will double check that. Card number 7 is Bert Lytell. Bert Lytell. And this is another very good card. This is a 7-star. So Bert Lytell is going to join the list. We have 3 picks left here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The problem with women's boxing, and I think Anthony has said this, is sample size is not all that great. So card number 8 is 11 cards away. 2, 3, 4, 5. And women's boxing, 6, has only really been around for 3 decades, like going back to the 90s, although it's been on TV going back to the 70s. 7, 8. And it's kind of a niche thing, even still. 11. So this will be pick number 8. And I'm going to put these cards under here. Reshuffle them. And your 8th pick, Virgil Quicksilver Hill. Virgil Hill. So we got a good little sampling of light heavyweights here. Pick number 9, 6 cards away. Boxing itself is kind of nichey now these days, especially when, football in the NFL, they found out these players were getting concussions by the boatloads. Imagine what boxers have to go through with CTE and all that. 9th pick is Graciano Rocciani. That's a nice Italian name. He's an 8-star pick. And in 10 flips of the card, we will know who our 10 light heavyweights will be. 3, 4. Just double checking, making sure I am on the correct page. 7, 8, 9. So 9 means we have one more pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 3 cards stuck together that time, but that's fine. 6, 7, 8. Not to mention the fact, getting back to the women's boxing thing, there's not a lot of money in women's boxing. Probably should be, but there isn't. Not as much money as there is in the ladies in WWE. Of course, I got WrestleMania coming into town in Tampa this weekend. And you could talk about that all day, why there's not a lot of money in women boxing, but there's a lot of money in women wrestling. Darius Michalczewski. I know this name. He's a 9-star. He's famous for trying to get. He's always trying to get a fight with Roy Jones. I don't know if he ever succeeded in that goal, but these are going to be my light heavyweight golden 10, and this should make for a good set of fights uh, in this group. I'm just going to rubber band this double, and let's see. Do I have another rubber band left? Yes, I do. So that's my light heavyweight golden 10. 10 good fighters. That's the good thing about these lower weight classes is I think you're going to see a lot more competition and probably going to be some good fights even as we go on down the line in the rotation here. So I'll put this set away. I have my light heavyweight 10 here, and I will enter it into Excel when this video is over. Now, on to the middleweight top 10. The middleweight top 10. Okay. And I'm going to put this face down, and I'm going to make 10 picks. But the reason why I wanted to show you this, and the reason why this is in Big Pauly's bits, because I think this is going to fit nicely. For instance, I do Grand Slam wrestling, and you could use this. You could use this golden 10 system, like for singles, or the way I do it, I have 18, well 17 right now, different circuits. And you could use something like this for your wrestling circuits. Of course, you have good guys and bad guys. When, like say you have 6 good guys and 4 bad guys, you just have on the bottom of the card, you have the 2 worst good guys fight for a spot. So, on to the middleweight draw. 7 is the first number. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We pull the 7th card out. We take the last 6 cards. We put them on the bottom. And our first pick for the middleweights in BPBC is Gene Fulmer. Oh, he was a tough fighter back in the day. So Gene, my first pick here. 16. We'll go 16 cards down for the second pick. One of my favorite sports movies of all time is Raging Bull, so I'm kind of hoping to get Jake LaMotta in here, who is so brilliantly played 3, 4, 5 by Bobby De Niro, 6, 7, 8, who was also one of the great actors of all time, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to pull this one card here out. Restack. And I will show you with the second pick of the middleweight draft. Big Pauly's Boxing Commission has selected Michael Olajide. Oh, I should remember that name from the 80s. I think they called him the Silk. He has 5 stars. Fulmer, by the way, if I didn't mention it, has 8. So, third pick coming in the. Oh, this is going to be a slow road to China with a nice slow road to China with 19 cards to go through. 3, 4, 5. I'm wondering how Anthony handled Sugar Ray Leonard, because Sugar Ray Robinson, because they both fought at welterweight and middleweight. 8, 9, 9. That's it. 10. So that's 10. 11, 12, 13. And let's see here. That's 13 down, 5 to go. 14, 15. Yeah, there were 2 cards there. Put it down 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 in Life to Go, which was a song by Skid Row. Some of these cards, they're so thick, and my compliments to Anthony, that sometimes you can't tell if you have one card or two. So 18 down, we restack. We're going to pull this next card off. It is third pick of the middleweight draft goes to Ace Hudkins. And I told the story about a week ago when I started all this. I don't know if I really told it that well. Fourth is going to be 12, and I get a little ad. Fourth number is 12. No, I do not want to get my tires changed. Thank you very much. 12. 1. That my 18th birthday, I got title out pro boxing. There was a hobby store in Clearwater on Fort Harrison, which is if you've ever watched Bang the Drum Slowly, it's the team representing New York that Bobby De Niro is on. 2, 3, and he winds up dying. 4, 5, 6 is based out of the Fort Harrison Hotel, and the Church of Scientology would buy it a few years later, and they've been there ever since. Not that there's anything wrong with that. 9. But if you go down Fort Harrison, back in the 80s, there was a hobby store. And one of the things I did on my 18th birthday was to go to the hobby store and get titled out pro boxing. And I think I also picked up editions of Penthouse and Hustler too, which was at a newsstand on Cleveland Street in Fort Harrison. Your fourth pick, Jeff Clark. Jeff Clark, 125, 40, and 21. 21. So that's 4. Pick number 5 is 4 cards away, so this will be easy. 2. Easy like David Carradine's hit back in the 70s. So 3, we pick up our next pick. Terry Sibson. Terry Sibson is our next pick. So that is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we have picked. And 5 to go, and I should just leave them down there like that so I know how many to go. 1! So we're going to pick up the very next card. And that very next card is Lamar Parks. Congratulations, Lamar. So pick number 7, 9 away. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we put those 8 down bottom. And we're going to pick the 9th card up, which is going to be Ray Seals. Sugar Ray Seals. He has 5 stars on his card. And that gets us to 7, I believe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we got 3 more picks to go. Next number, a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I worked at a radio station not too far from the Fort Harrison, WTAN, or that's where it was at the time. And I would bring title about it. My main role was to play audio tapes, and they would go 45 minutes a throw. So I'd bring title bout, and then that would keep me company, and I'd have a timer on me, so I know when the tape was about to end, and I could rush into the studio, play commercials, flip the tape. Okay, next pick is Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. 51 and 53 and 1. 53 losses, 1 tie. So that is pick number 8. Pick number 8. 3, 4, 5. Gotta double check this. 7 and 8. So we're almost through the middleweight draw. 5. A lot of low numbers right now. A lot of low hanging fruit for our 9th pick. two, three. This is a very exquisite set. I gotta tell you. And I love the format of not Title Bout, but Glory Days because it kind of makes it like the Stratomatic of boxing. The ring general, the way we you go through the ring general, and how that dictates who does what in the fight, and how anybody could throw a punch at one time, which is not Title Bout did not pick that up. It had control factors, so if you had one good fighter, that fighter was always in control. And as Anthony has said, that's not how boxing works. Pick number 9, Wilford Scipion. Wilford Scipion, another great name from the 80s. He's got 5 stars. So we now have 9 picked. We're going to pick one more. And we're going to go 16 cards to get it. 16 cards, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my store to the company store. I've heard that song a few times in my youth when I'm 49. Tennessee Ernie Ford. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this set is Histoire, or at least it'll go back into the fold until I need some new fighters. 10th and last pick, Iran the Blade Barkley, who gave Tommy Hearns all kinds of trouble. So that is my set for the middleweights. Double bandit and enter that into my Excel and seed the fighters. So the best is fighting the best, and the not so best is fighting the not so best. So that takes care of the middleweights, and that leaves. Okay, well, I'll just. By the way, I buy a lot of stuff on Walmart.com, and they do grocery delivery now. I need it because I take care of my mom, who, like her family before her, has. I think she's suffering from Alzheimer's, so I kind of take care of her. And I get a lot of stuff for her in lieu of going shopping because I think she is having problems uh, uh, driving. She had a fall a few months ago, and I just try to take care of her the best I can. So all the middleweights go bye bye. And if you wonder why I don't do live broadcasts or haven't for a while, that's why. Okay, on to the welterweights. And I kind of do this as a hobby. We have almost been doing this channel, by the way, for a year. April 28th will be the first anniversary of this channel. So I thank you for all of you who have dropped by and the friendships that I have made through this channel. It has really meant a lot to me in this past year where we have been fighting something that has never been seen in our country before, at least at this level. And we hope COVID goes away one of these days. Although I wonder if it is just the end of the beginning or the beginning of the end. The first number on this is 14. 14. But my point I was trying to make with the rubber bands is you could get rubber bands on Walmart.com for like 70 cents, and you could get folders for 15 cents each. You could get. I needed some supplies to do these fights, and I got them on Walmart very, very cheap. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. I don't know what pens cost because I still had plenty of pens. Nine. Okay, there was no two cards here. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the first pick for the welterweights is Virgil Atkins, 60, 31, and 2, a six-star welterweight. And then, like for instance, these 10 fights. If all five fights go without a draw, then I pick five more, and we do the next wave of fights. And then after four series of fights, I name a champion. That's how we're going to do this from here on out. I'm sorry I didn't think of it sooner, but like I said, I was reminded of the very good forum Steeler fan has on Operation Sports, and it was in my head somewhere, but I just couldn't think of it. So this is 17. Okay, so five. I got to think there are two here. Yes, five and six, 7, 8, 9. Just to show you the quality of the cards that is produced by Anthony here. 11, 12, 13, 14. And you get to hear me ramble, which is probably for some of you the price of admission. Although on this, I have thought about doing Patron, but I'm like, okay, I'm not going to make money off of it if I go the Patron route, or I'm going to make very little. So I don't do it that way. Okay, the second pick in the welterweight draft is essentially what this is Carmen Basilio. Carmen Basilio. And why didn't I think of just showing the card to the camera like that beforehand? So that's number two. Number two. Okay, 8 to go. Another 17. 1, 2. And I have dry hands, so it's not very easy picking for me. Usually my hands are very, very dry. 5, 6, 7. This is 6. This is 7. 8. 9. 10. And might we do other board games sometime in the near future? The answer to that would be yes. Especially if it doesn't take up a lot of setup. Like this won't take a lot of setup because you could. I thought it would take much more, but if you could do a game and have the phone or the computer do the dice, you don't need a lot of setup at all with board games. 15. Shout out to Digital to Dice. I'm listening to a couple of other board game podcasts right now. There's one that just does Stratomatic, and I'm hoping to get Stratomatic someday to show you, because that's one of those games I've never played and want to play. Okay, so this is card 17, which I'm going to reveal in just a moment. Okay, with the third pick in the welterweight draft, it's Carlos Palomino. Carlos Palomino, and you see his card right there. So that's pick number 3. We have 7 picks remaining. And the fourth pick won't be too far away because I drew a 4 on this random 20 here. 3, and this will be 4 right here. And we do our little restack. Barney Ross is the fourth pick, and Barney was a great welterweight in his career. Look forward to using him. Fifth pick coming up. It's 14 cards away. Oh, let me show you Barney Ross's card. There that is. Okay. 14 away for pick number 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the reason why this is a big Pauly's Bits is My way of thinking, as I've gone through 8 cards now, is if you have a format for your game or your league, and if you could think of a better idea, go with it. That's my advice, and I'm known for that in GSW. If I'm doing something and if it's stagnating, and if I could think of something better, I just run with it. I don't care how hypocritical it all looks. I just go with it, and that's what I'm doing here with Glory Days. With this, what I call the Golden 10. The Golden 10. We're pulling the Golden 10 out for the welterweights because these first 10 are going to be golden because they're going to get the fights first. So, with the fifth pick in the BPBC welterweight draft, we have selected Jorge Vaca, 5 stars. Okay. Number seven. We're 7 cards away from pick number 6. So 1, 3, and sometimes the game will change things for you. Like for instance with the HTFL, the new Action PC 21, 2021 is coming out, and they're going to allow for 100 players on a team's roster. Previously, for many years, it was 75. That's just going to add another added dimension to the Hometown Football League. 6th, we're going to start on my 50th birthday, not January, but September 6th. My father's birthday is coming up. He would have been 93. Okay, the 6th pick. Is it 6 picks? Let me just double check. 2, 3, 4. This is pick number 6, actually. I have picked 5 already. Oh, here's Jorge Vaca's card. Let me just show that to you. Okay, pick number 6, Oscar De La Hoya. And he has 8 stars, 39, 6, and 0. And don't hit him to the body because you'll knock him out that way. Actually, no, that's the goal. So our 7th pick is 2 stars away, so this is going to be very easy. We're just going to put 1 card down. And let's see, pick number 2. Card number 2 is Andre Berto. Berto, 32, 5, and 0. So that's 7 in the books, I think. I like to never apologize for double checking, even when you do these videos, because it's got to be straight in your head. Okay, number 8. And I get a stupid little ad again for a local company, at home something. 1, 2, 3. So if any of you sports gamers out there have a project for me, I'm available. 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7, right? No card hidden underneath there. Okay, good. The 8th pick is, and again, the man I once saw knock out Mark Breland on ABC's Wild World of Sports, Aaron Davis. His career, he was 40-6, and he has 8 stars. So that's 8 in the books. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we go through the rotation. 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 times, and whoever's highest, that's the guy who's going to be the first champ. Pick number 9, another 8 away, and I saw the display blink, so I know I hit the button. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, with the 9th pick of the welterweight draft, we have selected Benny Kid Paret, who of course, unfortunately lost his life in the ring at the hands of Emil Griffith in a famous fight at Madison Square Garden. Benny Paret was a Cuban fighter and said some very homophobic things before his fight that was nationally televised against Griffith. So Griffith, uh, when the TKO occurred, showed him no mercy and gave him a merciless and fatal beatdown. I think that was 1962. I've seen a documentary on the life of M.L. Griffith, and one of the great welterweights ever. Our last pick is 10 cards away, and then we will shut this video down. I could watch the Rays game and maybe a little bit of the Masters after that. If a Rays Yankee game actually ends before, say, 8 o'clock, those Ray Yankee games take forever. Red Sox Yankee games take forever. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last pick in the welterweight draft is going to be this man, or as Cosell used to say, that man, Young Corbett III. I think that's 3 I's next to his name, 123, 12, and 20. So that's your welterweight division, or so it will start when we get to it. So that's it, folks. I will shut my phone off because there's no one else to talk about. Hope you enjoyed watching the draw, or draft, if you will, of this BPBC as we expand now to 4 different weight classes. I do want to eventually expand to lightweight, featherweight, bantamweight, and flyweight. But I think, when you get deeper into the weight divisions, doing the research and doing the sampling is way harder. It's not like there's a lot of film around of one of the great bantamweights of all time, a Brazilian named Eder Joffrey, and I have broken a rubber band. Well, that's rude. I need a couple more anyway. Or there was a junior flyweight named, I think his name was Jung Koo Chang from Korea. Not a lot. I'm sure there's not a lot of film on him. Actually, we're just going to leave it like that. Go through the welterweights again, make sure I have 10, my golden 10 to start off with. And we're going to have a lot of fun with these sets. 6, 7, and like I said, when we have, we go through the 10 and we have maybe 5 winners. And I'll pull out another 5. And we'll do that with the heavyweights too. Although the heavyweights I've already pulled out, I just go by a priority number. And that's how I do that. Yeah, about a decade or so ago, there was a great documentary on Emil Griffith, one of the great welterweights, middleweights of the 60s and 70s. A great fighter. So that's it, folks. This has been an episode of Big Pauly's Bits because I really didn't think this would fit entirely under the auspices of Glory Days Boxing, so I just kind of spread it out and just showed you how I did my draws, and maybe somehow by doing that, it will inspire you in your leagues, just like how Steeler Fan has been running his Glory Days League has kind of inspired me. So I'm just kind of paying it forward here. Coming up on Masters Weekend, April 9th. So I wish you all a very happy weekend if you don't see me again this weekend that's coming up. But I do have a lot of projects planned for the weekend, so you'll probably be seeing me and hearing me in the not too distant future. Godspeed and God bless. We'll do it all again soon. Bye-bye for now, everybody.